Hello, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. So, SHTF. For many people, it won't happen at the same time. When the shit hits the fan, it will not be like turning on a light switch and everybody is in dire straits. It'll slowly happen, one person at a time, until the people who are in dire straits outnumber the people who are doing fairly okay. I want to read you a short article. And if you don't think it's going to happen and happen real soon, you have another thing coming towards you. Let me read this quick article. It's off of the, excuse me while I adjust my chair. It's off of the Economic Collapse blog.com. If I'm facing that way, I'm looking at the computer monitor. 11 quotes from Trump's speech to Congress that shows that the U.S. economy is in a state of collapse already. After Tuesday night, nobody should have any more doubt that the U.S. economy has been in the process of collapsing. Donald Trump's speech to a joint session of Congress is being hailed as his best speech ever. Even CNN's Van Jones praised Trump. Y'all know who Van Jones is. He don't like Trump. Let me adjust this camera really quick here. He don't like Trump. Even CNN's Van Jones praised Trump, which shocked many observers. Jones said that when Trump honored the widow of slain Navy SEAL Ryan Owens, that it was one of the most extraordinary moments you have ever seen in American politics. Wow, that's something strong from Van Jones. And Jones believes that Trump became president of the United States at that very moment. But Trump's speech is not just being praised for that one moment. He detailed many of the most important problems that our nation is currently facing, and he explained his prescription for addressing these problems. Hopefully, Trump's words helped people to understand that our problems did not get fixed just because he got elected. It's going to take extraordinary action to fix these problems because our problems run very deep. In particular, Trump made an exceedingly strong case that the U.S. economy has been badly deteriorating for a very, very long time. The following are 11 quotes from Trump's speech to Congress that show that the U.S. economy is currently in a state of collapse. Number one, 94 million Americans are out of the labor force. Number two, over 43 million people are now living in poverty. Number three, over 43 million Americans are on food stamps. Number four, more than 1 in 5 people in their prime working years are not working. 5, we have the worst financial recovery in 65 years. 6, in the last 8 years, the past administration has put on more new debt than nearly all the other presidents combined. Number 7, we've lost more than 1/4 of our manufacturing jobs since NAFTA was approved. Number 8, we lost 60,000 factories since China joined the World Trade Organization in 2001. Number 9, our trade deficit in goods with the world last year was nearly $800 billion. Number 10, Obamacare premiums nationwide have increased by double and triple digits. As an example, Arizona went up 116% last year alone. I can contest and agree with that. My insurance skyrocket, my out-of-pocket deductibles skyrocket. My payment for prescriptions, although I have insurance, have quadrupled over time. Number 11. We spent trillions and trillions of dollars overseas while our infrastructure at home has so badly crumbled. All of these quotes come from the transcript of the speech that was posted on the official White House website. So many of the economic themes that Trump touched are on things that I have been writing about, the author. For example, I recently published an article entitled 11 Deeply Alarming Facts About Americans' Crumbling Infrastructure, in which I discuss the horrific state of our roads, bridges, ports, dams, water systems, and airports. I greatly applaud Trump for wanting to do something about this growing national crisis, but I just don't know where the money's going to come from. End of article. And it's going to get worse. And one day, your neighbor over there is going to get laid off. The next day, your neighbor over there is going to get laid off. And pretty soon, one half of your street that you're living on is going to be looking for work. Then 3/4. And pretty soon, they all know they're all unemployed. And pretty soon, they know by gossip that you're the only one working. Their attitude towards you will change, or the few people on the block who are working. You will become the enemy for doing nothing but being able to obtain and keep your job. Again, SHTF will not happen like a light switch to everybody. It slowly, incrementally happens to everybody over time. One last thing before I end this video, folks. I do a lot of reading online. Yes, I'm the first to admit a lot of what I read might be or should be taken with a grain of salt. But even God says, a fool does not take heed of a warning. Just because there's a large chance a warning might not come true, you should still take heed and prepare for it. Now, I don't like to prophesize. Let me turn this camera one last time. I don't like to prophesize because when somebody prophesizes and the timing is a little off or it just does not happen, you lose all credibility. But that doesn't mean I shouldn't look at the news and the evidence and try to prepare for it. My point is, I'm reading a lot of things that are pointing to this September 28th, where there is something that they're saying might happen or begin to happen, meaning it'll start on September 28th and maybe build up from that date going forward. My advice at this time for everybody is to, before September 28th, even though there's a large chance this will not happen, still take heed. The day before, maybe 2 days before, make sure your gas tank is full. Buy a couple of extra cans of food or whatever you can afford. You don't have to go crazy. Just make sure your cupboards are full to last a week or so. That's no big deal. Buy an extra gallon of milk. Throw it in the freezer. Okay? You get my point? buy a couple of gallons of water. I'm reading a lot of reputable articles and watching a lot of reputable YouTube channels. They're very careful not to prophesize either, but they're telling what they believe is true evidence of something might possibly occur or begin to occur with the economy on September 28th. The worst case scenario for you and this advice that I'm giving you is nothing happens. Then you can yell at me because you have an extra gallon of milk in your freezer and you have an extra couple of cans or whatnot of food and you have some extra water and you have extra gas in your tank. It's the worst thing that can happen, folks. So do something before September 28th just in case. I don't mean to be a doom and gloom type of person. And I'm willing to bet that, like most prophecies, they're all full of crap. But I'm still gonna buy a couple extra things. I got a few extra bucks. Why not? I'll go through the food eventually if they're wrong. Folks, have a great day. I appreciate all the new subscribers. I'm just blown away, and I appreciate the comments. A lot of them actually make me think and re-establish my opinions on things. Give me a thumbs up if you approve. Take care of yourselves and have a great night.